Out of nowhere, question of the week is going to my guy, the Zombie King, and we're going to Mr. Knit Rim as well. Fellas, as you know, WWE 2K25 is amongst us. We have about a month left, right? Later on in the show, we are going to talk some overalls. But I want to ask the both of you. We're going to start with Knit Rim, and then we're going to go to the Zombie King. What's an appropriate overall? And I want you to be honest. An appropriate overall for your top guy or gal, your mid-carder, and your jobber. Knit Ram.
Top guy, girl, 95. I feel like legends break the 98 to 99s. Your mid-carders, anywhere between 79 to 89. And your lower card people, I think they should be in the 70s. I don't think there should ever be a 60 overall in the game, because what was the point of you being in the game? I think it's so disrespectful when I be seeing these 60 overalls in the game.
You know what? I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. Zombie King, you are the professional wrestler, sir. How are you feeling? What do you think is an appropriate overall?
I agree. I disagree with the 60. There's some people deserve that shit. My opinion. Hey, do better.
And they made the game, though. I guess that's all
Yeah,
that
you
matters.
made the game. Be happy. But you deserve that 60.
Okay. That's fair enough. No, Knit Ram says no lower than a 60. Zombie King says, yeah, you've been in catering for 4 years, bro. I don't know what you could do anymore. I'm going to have to give you the 60.
That's like writing your name. I don't know. You get 60 points just for having a gimmick.
Fair enough. Fellas, we're going to talk, obviously, Vengeance Day. We're going to talk. It's going one-on-one with Australia Grand Slam. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 2K overalls. We're going to talk some Jey Uso choosing Gunther over a certain somebody. So, but before we get into all that, let's go ahead and start our show.
Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
What is going on, Ringsiders? Your favorite faction is back. I am your host, the founder, Marcus Hernandez. I'm alongside with my guy, the best man at my wedding, the one, the only, the Zombie King.
Yes, sir.
And we are with one half of the residential haters from Hate University. Almost said the wrong school there. Mr. Knit Rim, the one that makes you say, oh, damn. We don't have Chano, ladies and gentlemen. He was at that Nick game on Wednesday night, and he was going all out. So he said he does not have a voice to prepare, and he wasn't prepared to do the episode tonight, but it's all good. Bernie Savage is still working nights, but I got my guys here with me. Fellas, how are you?
I'm
Doing good.
Doing real good. Hell yeah. We got an interesting Saturday coming up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it. We're definitely gonna get into Saturday because I feel like some of us might be watching Vengeance Day and some of us might be watching Australia Grand Slam. But it's gonna be a little difficult because we have the NBA All-Star weekends here too. I know neither one of you might be watching NBA All-Star weekend, but that's also a big weekend. So wrestling has some competition.
Hey, there's wrestling in that too. Bayley is in the celebrity game.
Bayley is in the celebrity game. I guess she won't be on SmackDown Friday night. She's gonna be shooting some threes. She is from the Bay Area, and that's where they're at. So it made sense to bring the hometown girl home. And she has been practicing her basketball. I don't know if you guys seen the clips or anything. She's been trying to get in for like a minute. So
I hope so. They gotta represent, man.
No, zombie, bro. Don't take Margaret seriously. She's been crossing up like her nephew. It's like a little kid. It's like she's like
Yeah, man.
making she's just
Hey.
crossing this kid up.
Practice is practice.
If she can break fresh knees, she can break old knees. That's that's her mentality.
That's facts. That's facts. 100%. Let's go ahead and jump into our show, fellas. Last Friday, we had a return of the Goodwill Tribal Chief, Mr. Solo Sikoa. He attacked the WWE World Champion, Cody Rhodes. I want to know, now that we know what's going on Raw and all the stuff there, we're going to talk about that a little later on the show too. What does this mean for the WWE Championship? What does this mean for Solo Sikoa? Do we think Cody Solo Mania? No.
Possibility.
Nah.
Possibly. That's one thing I like about Cody's title right now. Not well now since Monday, but Cody's title. We really don't know what he's doing or what's gonna happen with him and everything at WrestleMania. There's so many moving parts, especially now with Solo back. And I
Right.
think Solo did an amazing job where if he's not in the main picture, it's kind of weird. So he could
Tribal
be.
Chief.
Not the Tribal Chief. He lost that match.
Wish.com, Tribal, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Timu, Tribal Chief, baby.
I agree with you. I just the way I see it is he's back to be Cody's opponent for the Chamber. The winner of the Chamber gets a shot at Cody's title. I think they're gonna build it up to be those promos where they're like, it doesn't matter which one of you wins on blah 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 day. I'm gonna win at Mania. So I think they need something for Cody to do since Gunther is in the J program.
Now let me ask you: with Solo being back, do you think he's going to be full-fledged in charge again, or do you think Jacob Fatu might have a little bit, be like, nah, bro, this is on me now?
Nah, you heard Jacob. He said him and Tonga run this now. That's it. He ain't say nothing about Solo. He said him and Tonga.
Think Solo's going to have to crawl back to his older brothers and his big cousin?
It'd be an interesting story to tell.
Yeah,
I feel like it's always going to be love between Solo and Roman, though. You know what I mean? Like that's like Roman's little brother too. Like it's okay that you turned your back on me. Jay did it, Jimmy did it, and I still love them. So I'm still gonna love you. But that guy Jacob,
yeah, I mean maybe down the line, but I think right now because any reminiscing of the old tribal. A lot of them are baby faces, and I think right now it's hard to see Solo as a baby face. He did so well as a heel, where if he would say, make amends with his brother, they're all baby faces. As much as Roman wants to still hold on to that heel status, bro, you're a baby face. Accept it. I just don't see Solo going any near a babyface status, which I don't think is right. He's doing just as good as a heel.
No, I mean, yeah, he really is. He doesn't need to go babyface at all. I don't think. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's doing an amazing job as a heel. We don't really need to see him as a face or anything like that. I think him and Jacob could cook, but I think obviously Jacob is 1,000 times better in ring than he is.
I think that's the Mania program for Jacob and Solo. I think it's them.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the match we're gonna get, like second, third card match, just to get them both on the card. I think it's Jacob versus Solo, and he'll end the match where he goes, "I hate you, Solo."
Interesting. If I feel like if Chano was here, though, he'd be like, "You think they're gonna put a non-title match on WrestleMania?"
Of course, they need a couple of non-title matches.
True, that's true. Booking like a marker, guys in the chat. He said Solo said a long time ago, if Roman regained the Ulafala, he would acknowledge him. Could Roman have ordered a hit on Cody with Solo being his hitman? That is very interesting. That's a good take. But I think
that'd be some slimy stuff from Roman though. My boy's like, "Yo, Cody, I got your back for now." And then as soon as all this is done, he just goes, he looks at Solo, "Yo, we haven't talked in months, but take that guy out." Him.
As your tribal chief, you better take that dude out. You know what, Mark? That's a very interesting take, but I don't think Roman has anything to do with this right now. I think Solo's just coming back out of spite, and he's trying to just show the world like I'm here. And I think Jacob's going to be like, "Nah, little cuz, we don't need you no more."
It could be, but we also they didn't really explain like, okay, Roman's obviously back being the tribal chief, but does that means like, okay, that means you guys gotta follow me now? Like, are they with the bloodline? They're still a family. They still got the same blood.
That's true.
Do they because now he's the leader? Do they automatically gotta follow the head of the table? It's cold. It's a blood. It's in the family. It's the family rules. So it could be. It could be he may be calling some shots that we're not seeing.
That'd be crazy. But like Nick Ram said, that'd be grimy from my man Roman Reigns.
But see, it's not so far off.
The fingers crossed in the back. I got your back, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
He does grimy shit before.
That's true. He has done grimy shit before, so that is very true as well. Brandy Savage is in the chat. He said, "I'm here helping Martin." Oh, Martin's not drunk tonight. He's good. He's chilling, he don't got no shrimp in his system.
I ain't got no shrimp. I did get a lot of wings and beer though.
There you go. Let's move on, fellas. I was listening to Busted Open, and I really wanted to bring this topic of conversation up because one we got the Zombie King back, and he has been in the ring. For anybody who hasn't known, you can look him up anywhere on his YouTube. Zombie King does it inside and outside of the ropes, right? Nit Ram is a super fan when it comes to professional wrestling. Mark Henry was on Busted Open as he always is, and he was talking about how he doesn't like the champions begging the number one contender to be, like, I'm the champion, pick me, you want to face me. He feels like it should be the other way around. He feels like the champion should be telling these guys, no, you want to pick that dude over there. You don't want this problem. You don't want this smoke. Like, if you get in the ring with me, it's over for you. You just wasted your number one opportunity to try to get a championship. Go pick the other bum on the other side. So I want to get Zombie King's thoughts because you've been on both sides. You have been champion, but you've also been number one contender. As champion, do you feel like you should be telling these guys, hey, pick me? Or should it be the other way around?
Should be other way around. Why as a champion I'm going to a challenger and be like, please pick me? I can care less what you do. If you earn your spot to be in the ring with me, then you earn your spot to be in the ring with you. I'm not going to go to you and be like, oh, pick me. The way, I don't know, everyone heard the Mark Henry segment he did. I mean, the way he set it up for Tristan Stratus to set it, that's what they should have done. Tristan Stratus would be like, if you pick me, you're going right back on the injury list. If you pick me, you're going right back to where you were 8 months ago, wherever the case may be. I'm better. I'm younger. I'm faster. I'm the best. I'm here. You don't want this because if you pick me, you're going right back to the injury list. So think twice. I think that would have looked better than her saying, oh, pick me. Like, I don't know. It's like, as a champion, doesn't make you look like a champion.
No, I definitely agree with you. How are you feeling? Do you feel like the champion should be telling these number one contenders, hey, pick me so we could be the main event at WrestleMania, or we could do this at WrestleMania?
So funny thing about it is, I'd say no. I don't like that at all either. I think Gunther handled it very well when, like Zombie said, he pretty much told Jey, why would you pick? I don't want you to pick me because I could have a match at Mania that actually matters. Like, that is a killer bar. You know what I mean? Like, he destroyed him. But then Brandy came out of his room. I see him probably twice a week. He just comes out of his room and says some facts. And he's like, but the winner of the Rumble gets the main event at Mania. So if I was champion, I would want them to pick me. And I sat there and I said, well, that kind of makes sense too. You know, if that was the argument, if Tiffany Stratton would have been like, I just want to be the youngest main event at WrestleMania or something like that, so pick me. For selfish reasons, I think that works as well. But the begging is the issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all look like Donkey when Shrek was looking for somebody to go to the journey for Lord Farquaad. And he was like, pick me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think asking somebody to fight you for a selfish reason also would have worked. But the begging is an issue.
Yeah.
And, you know, and just to say, Julia didn't beg at all. That's all I'm saying.
that is very true. Julia didn't beg.
That's another thing with me. I don't like the fact that they're going to NXT. I know they're trying to make NXT their own established, brand, but Charlotte, you've been there, done that. That's going backwards for you. That's not going. You're getting a. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not something that's pleasing to me as an NXT. If it's not the SmackDown Women's Champion or the Raw Women's Champion, NXT. I mean, it's still developing. So I think as a Rumble winner going to NXT and try to challenge for that, might as well challenge for the Intercontinental, the U.S. Championship.
That 100% fair too. There's more titles, but I was also gonna say, and to be fair, Zombie's right. I've seen this already. She won her first Rumble. She challenged NXT champion Rhea Ripley. I've seen her do this already. I don't need to see her. I don't need Charlotte to be the only person to win the Rumble and be like, yeah, NXT is where I want to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so
I worked so hard to make it back, but let's go back to NXT.
You both made really, really great points. But the one thing, like you both said, it was the begging. And as I watched it live, you know what I mean, before even the busted open came, I was just like, my thing was, why is Rhea begging for this? Like you beat her already, bro. You have nothing to prove to Charlotte Flair.
They're tied technically.
Well, but tied, but put her out.
They're 1-1 at Mania.
But put her out. You know, she got the last laugh. You could say she got the last laugh, right? And continued on with Stardom. Yes. But at the same time, like Zombie King said, it's like, yo, I'm champion. Like, first of all, I feel like the championship, like, they shouldn't have even gone out there to say, yo, like, you do that. Like, let those people speak. Let Charlotte Flair have her. You know what I mean? If you want to go out there and just stare her down, maybe laugh in her face, you could do that. But the moment you allow Charlotte to call the champion a child, a kid, you know what I mean? You're now we're getting disrespectful, especially to the champion, right? And then on top of that, she gets disrespectful with the champion that she's supposed to like respect in a sense. They're still begging for her to like pick me, like okay, like you know what I mean? It should. I don't know. I truly agreed with Mark Henry in a sense, like that's what I want to see. I don't want to see the champion go out there and beg. You know, I want to see the other. I want to see the competitor like I'm picking you. I'm coming for you, right? And the champion's like, okay, like we'll see about that. You know, with that being said, fellas, we already know what's going on with the men's side. Who do you think Charlotte is leaning towards more?
I think Tiffany's her program for sure.
Yeah, I think Tiffany is a better story for her. Even maybe not a better matchup in ability wise, even though Tiffany is good, don't get me wrong, but just the two characters will mesh better going at each other, building up to WrestleMania. Yeah. And I think Tiffany Stratton is a perfect torch passer. But if you look at the similarities of their gimmick and who they are, she looks 100%. Like the next Charlotte Flair. You know, just on gimmick wise. You know what I mean?
I mean, hot take. She might be a better athlete than Charlotte Flair.
She was a gymnast.
Not saying better wrestler than Ram.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a better wrestler than Charlotte Flair, but I truly think she's a better athlete than Charlotte Flair.
I don't know. I bet you give him a basketball, Charlotte Flair dunking on that girl.
Charlotte Flair was a volleyball player. I don't think she's dunking on anybody. But I'm just saying. I Tiffany would be a great person to pass the torch to, but I think it's too early to be talking about passing torches for Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
I know last week me and Chance were saying I don't like the Charlotte Flair treatment, but I get it. If she's your blueprint, she's your blueprint. You got to put her on the main stage. I
don't
get
really
it 100%.
think. I don't even think that's the blueprint. I think that's her gimmick. It's like it's part of her stitch. She's like it's part of her aura or her personality. Like I don't wait in lines.
Right.
I'm Charlotte Flair. I don't wait in lines.
Fast pass. What you think this is?
Fast pass. I'll watch you.
100%.
I'm walking past as you waiting. That's not me. That's not what I do. And if
I
you
can feel
want that, if you want to be that, then do what I do. Bring what I bring. Otherwise, I'm gonna do this as I walk past you each time I want a title shot.
I just feel like Charlotte be back there sometimes, and they'll be like, "What do you think about this?" She'll be like, "Do you know who my daddy is?"
Yeah. 16 times.
16 times.
Successful wing business owner, and now he's got his Woo Energy drink.
This guy got his name and everything right now.
Hey man, I'm wings.
Well, speaking about women, speaking about being in the championship picture, main event title picture, right, fellas? I have somebody who I feel like should be in a main title picture. Should be using her more because she's fantastic. She's incredible. Everything she's a part of, I feel like she just makes it work and turns coal into diamonds, right?
Yeah.
Nitram, do you feel like Iyo Sky should be more involved in a main title picture?
I do. I truly do. She's a former world champion. She, in ring, ability wise, is top 10 out of all the women, all three brands. She's incredible. I also just don't think she fits right now. Like, I know they're kind of pushing this Rhea story, but I looked at it and I was like, it just kind of doesn't fit. And you know what it is? It's the dynamic of her being this baby face just because it happened for War Games and they stuck with it. Iyo as a heel was like incredible, especially when she was like, damage control has to change. We have to figure this out, and I think, I don't know, I see her in the tag team picture right now. I see her doing things with Rhea, but she should be like a consistent, like, okay, we just did this story. We did this story. Oh, we're back to Iyo, like in that loop.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Eventually, put her. She should be there, but right now there's no creativity for her, no storylines to say where she is. The babyface thing, I'm not too sure about because I think she's good, face or heel, tweener if you will, but I honestly think what holds her back is her being the leader of Damage Control because there is no Damage Control right now. They're all hurt. You know what I mean? Dakota just got back. Kyrie saying we don't know how long she's going to be out. Asuka, we don't know how long she's going to be out. I think she just truly needs to move on from Damage Control, and we could get her back to being the genius of the sky again. You know what I mean? Simon King, how do you feel about Iyo Sky? Do you feel like she should be more involved in the main title picture?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's obviously she proved that she can hold a title. The only thing I think she needs to prove is can she hold a title without damage control? Because a lot of the time when she was holding that title, she was not in the shadow of Bayley, but sometimes you did forget that she was a champion. You know what I mean? Because there was just so much going on around her, and like I don't know, it wasn't at times. It didn't feel like a proper title run. So I would like to see her back in the title picture, but with a proper solo. I'm like, are you really championship material? We know you can work. I mean, they just had a banger tag match. Liv Morgan, Raquel, and what is her name? Going through my head, the one that always gets injured. But you know what I'm talking about.
Dakota Kai.
Banger guy. Banger. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to see her back in the title reign. Do I see her beating Rhea for that?
It's a tough one. It is a
Yeah.
tough one. I'm just not sure how long Rhea's going to hold that title. You know what I mean? But at the same
As long as
time,
she wants, man. It looks good on her.
it
my
does look
goat.
good. No, it does look good. She's fantastic. We all know this. But I feel like she's at a point in her career right now where she might just be bigger than the title in a sense, where she doesn't need it. You know what I mean? Like she could just go out there without the gold. We're still going to cheer her on no matter what.
I believe so.
So we'll see. I truly feel like Iyo Sky should be more involved in this main title picture because there's really nothing for Rhea. And if Rhea's going to be this heel or this face, you can turn Iyo Sky either way. You know what I mean? She could be the heel, she could be a face, she could do whatever you want. Like I said, I just truly think it's the damage control name that's just holding her back. Because anytime that she's involved with anything, it's damage control. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just feel like we just have to move on. And it might be better for her. But, who knows? We'll see. Fellas, I know you've been seeing your guy Pepsi Phil week after week after week after week after week. He needs his moment. He needs his moment. He needs this, right? Everybody's been throwing it in his face. I mean, guys that just, if you had a WrestleMania main event and you were just there, you know what I mean? Like Cena could have told CM Punk, I was at the main event of WrestleMania and I wasn't even part of the match. I just helped Cody Rhodes, but I was there. CM Punk, not you.
Yeah.
Undertaker could say the same thing. I was there, not you. And everybody's been telling CM Punk this, oh, difference between me and you is I main events in WrestleMania.
My boy Sami Zayn even dropped that on.
Even Sami Zayn dropped it on.
Sami Zayn.
Like,
and it wasn't even for the title. The main title. I did it for a tag match.
Did it for the tag titles. So
That's
CM Punk,
something you'll never do.
So CM Punk says he needs to win the Elimination Chamber. We know a few guys that are in it. We don't know everybody that's in it yet, but you could kind of speculate who's the last two guys are gonna be.
Yeah.
With all the things going on with the Elimination Chamber, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of story and a lot of rivalries inside this Elimination Chamber for the men's right now, right?
Yep.
With that being said, you have Cena, we have Logan, CM Punk, and Drew are the first four names to be announced. Do you guys think CM Punk should win the Elimination Chamber? Let me get your thoughts, Zombie King.
No, only because I'm not a big CM Punk fan. I mean, I can care less if you get a WrestleMania in you, bro. But hey, sign me up for the Hater University. How much? What's it?
What's the tuition?
How much? I'll put it up. But yeah, no. Yeah. I'd rather see John. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then again, it's like it's a young man game. I don't know. If he does win it, is he even going to make it? Is he even going to make it out the Elimination Chamber uninjured?
That's a good question. That should be on DraftKings.
Yeah.
That should be on DraftKings.
Injured. Yeah.
I don't. Go ahead.
I don't care. I don't want to see it.
Nirram, how you feeling about CM Punk in this Elimination Chamber? While you get your camera situated.
My bad. I didn't know throwing a U was gonna throw my camera off.
Yeah, I know. Can I try my camera? My camera keeps fucking freezing.
So I don't think CM Punk's winning this match, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. CM Punk's been pushing this I haven't lost to Logan Paul thing. I think that's his Mania program. He threw him out in the Rumble. I think Logan Paul pins CM Punk in the Chamber. Cena wins the Chamber overall. I think Punk's Mania thing will be Logan Paul.
Interesting.
That
Okay.
would be interesting.
That would be.
What? I'll be more excited for that than him saying for the title. My honest.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little indifferent, right? I'm not gonna say I'm not a CM Punk fan, but I don't think he should win. Nor do I think John Cena is gonna win because I really feel like they're gonna give John Cena just like you're gonna have the chase of a lifetime. You want 17, this is going to be a chase of a lifetime. But
I mean,
that's really interesting. That's really interesting with Logan Paul and CM Punk, because I've seen a lot of things that say Logan Paul, John Cena.
Didn't you see that already?
I think a bigger selling ticket is Cena Cody.
I think so too.
I think it's a bigger selling ticket because you really won't know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah, I think 100%. I think right now, because we're in that Cena era where this last time.
Mm-hmm.
What's bigger than John Cena's last time at WrestleMania shooting for that title
and losing?
Chill out. Why does he have to lose?
Man, why you gotta go so?
It's
so
Cody Rhodes,
so
y'all.
fast.
He's gonna hug and pass the torch to Cody Rhodes.
He already tried. No.
You know what?
He helped him win his Mania.
I want to see Cody Rhodes just lay on his back and give it to Cena. So here you go, bro. It's yours.
Shit.
Forget the script.
Take that shit.
Finger poke of doom.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I don't mind Cena getting the title, because he's gonna vacate it. We're gonna have some type of tournament, and then we're gonna get something, all of that. So I don't mind seeing that.
I do agree with the whole vacating thing, which is why I think, apparently, I don't know if you guys heard this, but just sidebar, in December for Cena's last match will actually be a PLE called Ruthless Aggression to honor him. I think he wins it on that show, goes to the Monday Night Raw, Bank gets the title, he gets the record, and then it's game over. We get some cool ass tournament. Refresh the whole division.
Isn't that AEW? We're not getting a tournament.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't see Cena not going on Raw the next day and dropping it.
I don't see it either. That's not Cena like.
Yeah.
I feel like Cena would want to lose proudly.
Oh, he gets cashed in on.
Yeah, by Logan Paul.
By Logan Paul. What a year for Logan
That's
Paul.
Another thing. We still got the Money in Bank. That's another thing that we're waiting on. That's another big factor that's going to play in the WrestleMania picture.
We're on the road to WrestleMania. We got to make a stop at Elimination Chamber. Like I said, we haven't found out who all the contestants are. Just 4 of them, and that's what 2 weeks out. So we're gonna have our show. We already know we're gonna do all our predictions on it and everything. So we'll see where we get, and then we'll come back to this question maybe about 2 weeks. After we find out who's all involved and where the story is going. Is CM Punk going to win the Elimination Chamber and have his chance to main event WrestleMania and take a shot at Cody Rhodes? Who knows? We do know one match for WrestleMania, as we found out Monday night. Jey Uso has selected Gunther. But I want to ask you guys. I don't want to ask you if that was the right choice, because I feel like that's what everybody's been talking about. Was Gunther the right choice? Was Gunther the right choice? What I want to ask the both of you is, as fans, what match would have sold you more? Jey Uso versus Gunther at the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, or Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes at the main event of WrestleMania Night 2? What do you think, Netram?
And I say this with all the love in my heart. I do not want another damn Mania where Cody fights a Samoan. I'm tired of it. All right? We got a lot of nationalities out there. Give Cody something fresh. Gunther was the right move, 100%. He's been demolishing Jey, and people don't really take up the whole aspect. This is sports entertainment versus pro wrestling. Jey Uso is just sports entertainment, and Gunther's like, bro, I wrestle circles around you. It's beautiful.
I don't consider Jey an entertainer. I mean, he is entertaining, but I consider him a wrestler and then an entertainer. But yeah. I mean, you can push that.
So I thought when I was coming up with this, and I was just really thinking about it, and I know a lot of people wanted it to be Cody Rhodes, but for me, Gunther, I've been saying Gunther just makes sense. Gunther has the 3-0 on him. You know what I mean? Jay's got to get his face back. If there's anything that we love in the WWE as fans, especially in the WWE, we love a good comeback. We love a good redemption story. We want to feel for the person when they're getting this title. And for the last few years, Jey has been trying to chase main event gold. He kind of got close, I guess you could say 3 times, maybe, but I think this time is his time. And I think when he gets that, it's going to be very sentimental. It's going to mean something. You know what I mean? And
100%.
And last week I said I truly do think that Jey and Jimmy are light years like better than their father.
Oh yeah.
You know, just as wrestlers in general. You know what I mean? Obviously their gimmicks are way better. And no disrespect to Rikishi. Rikishi was the shit. You know what I mean? I fucked with Rikishi when I was a kid.
Oh hell yeah.
You know,
No comment.
Rikishi's awesome.
Sting face, baby.
Yeah. Well, okay.
But my only beef with Jey versus Gunther is the fact I wish they never did the Saturday Night main event match. I wish that never happened because or I wish it did happen in a different way where it wasn't for the title and Jey did a roll up on him. You know, something where he didn't lose or something. It's like, all right, dude, you already lost to him. So it's hard. For me, it's hard to buy into something you already lost to. I'm gonna work harder this time. I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna train harder. I'd rather see it is like maybe it was a 3-way, something not for the title, and he got him with a roll up. So it's like, so going into WrestleMania, he was like, it wasn't clean. It wasn't like the best, but at the end of the day, he beat you. So there is that possibility that he can do it again at the biggest stage of them all, instead of this losing to him and keep losing to him. And I'm just gonna give you this is my time. You know, I'm gonna do it this time.
To be fair, all they did was take off the last script with Sammy and Gunther, blow it off, and then write Jay's name over Sammy each time, because it's practically copy and paste. They're like, yo, this is still good. Well, they say gold is gold.
We can still use it.
What if you look at it, and I see what you're saying, Zombie. I feel that in a sense where you're like, okay, this dude's beat him 3 times already. Like, why do we have to see this again? What if you look at it as a series of matches, right? If Gunther wins his 4th time and he gets the sweep, Jey can no longer, that's it. Jey, he got your number. You can't go against him while he's champion,
Yeah.
But if we give Jey this one time, then it's a 3-1, you know what I mean? And then eventually I feel like you can get back to that, and I think that's the way I was kind of looking at it, as like, okay, Gunther's 3-0. Jey has to pick him to try to get his face back. If Jey doesn't do it, it's a sweep for Gunther. Jey, that's it. You can't go for that World Heavyweight Championship for a hot minute.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
Plus, people I feel like fans are starting to dislike Gunther with the title.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that moves on. We are going to take a short break, and we will be right back.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com.
foursidesofthering.com. You can cop all of our merch. When you see our store ad, that means we have our segment, Knit Ram. What is happening on X, my guy?
So, no negativity here this week, guys. First off, I want to shout out this. No, I want to shout out this page, this handle, Pro Dynamic. Real fun page. I think people should give it a follow. He's always posting these trade proposals, and this trade proposal was WWE gets Kenny Omega. AEW would get Seth Rollins. Now, there's a little bit of negativity, so don't feel too bad, Zombie King. I did say this trade would be insane, but I feel like it's equal. Like, I feel like this is a fair trade. And people are saying, no, it's not, because Kenny's so much better than Seth. And Seth isn't that great. So I pretty much explained that Seth Rollins is a wrestler that if you take him out of this era, if this timeline, and put him anywhere in wrestling, he will make it work. He fits anywhere. He's an incredible fit for pro wrestling. And, you know, some people just didn't agree. Some people think Omega throttles Rollins and it's no contest and all this other stuff. So I wanted to bring this up with you guys because I thought this was actually interesting trade proposal.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about this? Would this have been a fair trade? Mind you, he's three years younger than Kenny. Kenny, we're talking about current state. Kenny did almost just, die. Thank God he's recovered. Thank God he's wrestling again.
Mm-hmm.
But the star power Kenny has, I don't think it's the same as the star power Seth has. But I think Seth is more elevating for other wrestlers, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, and I hear what you're saying, and they are both stars in their own right. I mean, Seth Rollins can stand in the ring for 5 minutes and they'll sing his entrance music like it's nobody's business. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's star power. That's you don't ask the crowd to do that. You only do that if we want. Like, we only do that if we want to do it.
100%.
We don't do that for Kenny Omega. I'm not saying that he doesn't have an entrance song that you could do that for, right? Mm. We do say his catchphrase, but we also do say Seth Rollins' catchphrase all the time too. When we're speaking professional wrestling, Kenny Omega is probably the better wrestler, and not taking anything away from Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins is really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess you could say, in a sense, it is a fair trade, but AEW, I feel like, would be losing more than they're gaining, if that makes sense.
I think it's the other way around. I think ability-wise, wrestling ability-wise, I'm gonna put it like this: wrestling ability-wise, I give it to Kenny Omega just by a little bit. But when we're talking about megastar and what's going to translate, Seth Rollins all day. Seth Rollins will pull up to AEW and the whole crowd's going to sing his song. Mm-hmm. Hands down. Mm-hmm. Do I see Kenny Omega coming to WWE and them doing the Terminator? Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. No, it's going to take a while for the WWE fans to start doing that. Some might do it. Some might catch his catchphrase, but we're talking to the wrestling community. We're talking to the marks like us. That's gonna do it because we know who he is and what he can bring to the table.
Right.
Not every WWE superstar is a diehard wrestling fan who's watching AEW, TNA, all the other indie promotions. Mm-hmm. So, ability-wise, like I said, I give it to Kenny Omega. They will get banger matches, but when it comes to mega stardom, that's Seth Rollins all day.
I could agree with that. I could definitely agree with that.
Someone, actually it's on screen. Big Boss Guy compared it to Bryan Danielson and CM Punk. People compared them to be the best in the world, but it's really by preference because Punk is a better talker, where Danielson is a better wrestler.
Well, there's only the difference between Punk and Danielson is that one is really the best in the world, and the other one's just saying
it. Thank you. Oh, thank you. At least it wasn't for me. At least it wasn't me this time. Like, come on, dude. I mean, I hate when he says it, but his in-ring ability is not the. It's not like. Come on, let's be honest. It's not up there.
CM Punk is always like, it's 2005 up here.
Yeah, I mean. Can Daniel Bryan cut a hell of a promo? Yeah. Can Daniel Bryan go in the ring and have a banger with anyone? Yeah. Can CM Punk do that? I don't know.
See, Big Boss Guy 15. I don't know. It's just weird because, like, it's in a sense it's too different, right? Like if I want a big name to sell seats, you know what I mean, just to sell seats, I might choose CM Punk. But if I want a banger of a wrestling match, I'm going Danielson. On the flip side, from Pro Dynamic, right? If you want a big name, you could pick either one of these guys. If you want a banger wrestling match, you could pick either one of these guys. Mm-hmm. So his comparison to Punk and Danielson just doesn't make sense. Like I said, one is legitimately the best wrestler in the world. The other one is just his catchphrase.
Yeah. Me personally, I just think Punk became popular and became like that because he pulled back the curtain and he brought the reality to wrestling, and that's why everyone's so Punk. Me personally, I don't like the reality of wrestling, so thank you.
You know, Zombie, some people say CM Punk is WWE's Deadpool.
Oh, you know who I consider more the Deadpool is Drew.
Drew
is the fucking Deadpool of WWE right now. I don't want to hear nothing. That guy breaks fourth wall. I mean, if anyone see him, Deadpool, I'm giving that title to Drew McIntyre.
Well, I feel that. That's what's happening on X, and I gotta say, I think I agree with you. It'd be a fair trade. CM Punk or Seth Rollins for Kenny Omega would definitely be a fair trade. You might have to send Kenny Omega with like a first round draft pick or something. You know what I
mean? Kenny Omega in a future, I get to sign this person.
Yeah. In the future, I get to sign this person for Seth Rollins. Speaking about the future, fellas, NXT, our girl Roxanne Perez. She's in the middle of a feud right now, right? And she's in a feud that looks like she's working her way up to the main roster. And fellas, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is the perfect opponent. I think Bayley is the perfect opponent for Roxanne to build a story, to elevate Roxanne, to get her ready for main roster. She is there. But there's some knickknacks you gotta, she has to work with. And a lot of that is not her in-ring ability to have a match or to tell a story. Her mic work can use a little bit of help. She's okay. She's not the best on the mic. She can give you a decent she could give you a decent promo, but she is not the best on the mic. She says the same thing over and over again. I'm the prodigy. We get it. But as a fan, as long as your in-ring work is fantastic, you can have mediocre promos. And that's okay. What I want to know is, from the both of you, is why do you think Bayley is the perfect opponent for Roxanne? Would you have chosen somebody else, or would you have told Bayley, this is the one I want you to groom, so when she comes up, she's 100% ready? What do you think, Nero?
I think if you were to ask me what woman, hold on, sir. I think if you would ask me what woman is iconically famous for NXT, it would come down to two names, and I think it would be Asuka and Bayley. Asuka's injured, because Bayley carried NXT for a good while. I mean, they held her back from the main roster for NXT for a while until it was at its peak of black and gold. So I think Roxanne in a program with, the house that Bayley built is incredible. I also think they don't have Mania plans for them. So this puts them on Stand and Deliver, where Roxanne can debut after Mania and come in and say, I already beat former world champion Bayley. And it automatically sets her into this main title picture because she has that victory, whether it's on NXT or not. You know what I mean? So I think this is perfect for her. I think it also, like you said, it's getting her to tell a story that's more in the entertainment aspect. Roxanne's stories are usually people chasing her. Mm-hmm. She's been champion for so long. So she just cut those same promos, like you said. But like watching her get into Bayley's head is incredible. When she came out as Hugger Bayley, I popped so hard. I popped so hard. I was like, oh man,
that was funny.
She looked just like her. It looked great. But she got in Bayley's head. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I think that match program is going to be incredible, and I think it starts something for her. If Becky's coming back, now she can go against Becky. If she beats Becky, she can go against Charlotte, like she used to cut promos when she was NXT champion. She used to be like, I'm better than Charlotte Flair. I think she eventually becomes the next big name for women, and she's going to go ahead and take each one of them out. And it has to start with Bayley.
Hey, I don't think you left anything for Zombie King to say. Zombie King, how you feeling? Do you think Bayley is the perfect opponent for Roxanne?
Yeah, I think it's Bailey's good because she's not well, she is a established, you know what I mean? She's been in the years, like you said, run NXT for a while. So it's a good opponent to make your a stand on. I think Roxanne right now, I think quietly got the call up because she's there. You know what I mean? I think she has a match for the Elimination Chamber. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I do I see her in the Elimination Chamber? Absolutely. I think anyone else but her. I mean, who else is going to be going to Elimination Chamber and like be credit for it? You know, I think she's one of those girls right now that can and will.
100%. I think you both hit the nail on the head, man. It's Bailey is Bailey is just the perfect opponent to just, like I said, groom Roxanne to get her ready for the main event picture. And like Nick Ram said, maybe that's going to be that Mania after Raw, or the Mania, that Mania Raw after Mania. I said Mania after Raw. For that Raw after Mania, or maybe even that SmackDown the following week, right? We've been talking about Roxanne coming up to main roster since the draft. And Nick Ram said it first, like she should have been drafted. But then we found out Ava, Donna the Pebble Johnson explained this to everybody. You can't be drafted if you're a champion. And that made sense.
Yeah,
So
makes
now,
perfect sense.
so here we are, and I want great things for Roxanne. Like I said, I think she's almost there. She's just getting there.
Yeah.
And when she gets there, I think they're gonna put the rocket on her and they're just gonna let her fly.
Yeah. What now that you said that, it remind me of that. That kind of if I was Roxanne, I'm like, I want nothing to do with that main title, bro. Like that's a curse to me. I don't want to be in this match. I'm trying to get called the fuck up.
I'm trying to get drafted.
If I win this title, I'm back to square one. What the fuck? I don't want this title.
Hey, I just want to say I would pop super hard if Bayley came out of the chamber floor like Shawn Michaels did in that one match with Jericho. Just like straight up just demolishes Roxanne and throws whoever needs to fight Rhea on top of her. I would pop so hard. They love to run those spots back. Run it back. Look at trips.
Mark is in the chat. He was talking about that trade earlier from what was happening on X. He said, as a one for one trade, I don't like Rollins for Omega. He says, but if you added Becky Lynch to the WWE side, he would take it.
Oh, 2 for 1.
So it's kind of like we were saying. So he doesn't want the future draft pick. He said, I want his wife. I gotta get both of them. Our boy Sean Lucas is also in the chat. He says, what up, fellas? What's going on, Sean? How are you doing, my guy? Fellas, I'm not sure if you saw 2 weeks in a row, NXT had like an identity crisis. They didn't know what to call a wrestler. So 1 week he came out as one name, the next week he came out as another. And it kind of upset Nick Ram because he's like, what's going on here? So we had, I'm going to call him what I know him as. Fandango came back.
Fandango.
But the first week he decided to come back. He said, there goes my main event.
Mark Faints, but
he came out as JDC, which is his TNA name. Then the next week he comes out as Fandango. Do you think he signed with the WWE and the WWE was just like, oh, damn, we forgot that this was your name? Nick, what are you thinking? Do you think WWE should have just kept JDC, or do you think Fandango should have been it from when he showed up?
So I feel like they, in a weird way, they started doing it correctly. He came out with the old music, the dun-dun-dun, which is a banger. Mm-hmm. I forgot how much I love that tune.
Yeah.
He came out, they were going crazy. It said Fandango. He went to the ring and said, I'm not that guy anymore. I'm JDC from the system. And then they quickly put his name up as JDC, took it down really quickly, didn't let no one catch on.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but this was my whole point. TNA's roster is a lot of ex WWE and NXT people, And if you're gonna bring him back, like, what's gonna happen if Nick Nemeth is on here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is he going? Are we gonna play the "I'm here to show the world" so we know it's Dolph, or can he just come out as Nick Nemeth? You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm excited to see Fandango back on TV. You know, he was somebody I always thought they didn't get enough credit. He had a hot start, and then they kind of just booked him for comedy, which I think he addressed, right? He said they used to book me to do weird things on this show.
I don't know. When you talk to Fandango, man, I put him like top 10, greatest tag teams of all time.
For NXT, yeah.
Yeah, definitely for NXT, yeah, 100%.
Fashion
Police held it down. Him and Tyler Breeze held it down.
Hey, the Fashion Files were having me tune into SmackDown like
yeah. So
some real Law and Order stuff.
I feel like Fandango's name is definitely credited in the WWE, especially in NXT.
Right.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Just to end note, I think it would have been smart for them to use the Dirty Dongo name because it's somewhere in between both.
That makes sense too. I wasn't even thinking the Dirty Dongo. How you feeling about Fandango, Simon King coming back to Well, we don't know if he's officially back, but seeing his face back-to-back weeks in an NXT ring, WWE.
So far,
he's number 1 contender for the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
I mean, me personally, don't leave what brought you to the table. It's not, no disrespect, but it's not like your name on the indie scene was the biggest name. You know what I mean? It's not like everyone knows you. People know you as Fandango. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler or Nick. What's his new name is?
Nick Nemeth.
People that's what your main you're known for. So I understand you want to make it on your own, and you did it on your own. But at the end of the day, Fandango is what brought you to the table. You know what I mean? That gimmick. Just like the guy with the perfect 10.
Yeah.
That was you was over with the perfect 10. Why would you come back and be like, yeah, no? Or like,
I'm Sean Spears now.
Yeah, I'm Sean Spears. Like, yeah, but I mean, you can still somewhat play some homage to it to kind of get that rub back. Yeah, I mean, names are names, but when you was already there and you were already established and people know who you are, it's gonna be hard to do it. So why work that extra hard to try to get over a name that really don't matter?
I could kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? And I'm for one, like, I don't want to see Nick Nemeth. I want to see Dolph Ziggler. You know what I mean? I could agree with that. There's like some other guys. You know what I mean? Like some people might say, I don't want to see a Zack Ryder. I want to see this new and improved Matt Cardona, the guy that's built his name. But some say, like, dude, forget Matt Cardona. Like, I want to hear the woo woo woo. I want to see Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
So there's like differences, I guess you could say. But when it comes to Fandango versus the JDC name, I agree with you 100%. You got to go with the name that puts you on the map, that everybody understood who you were. You know what I mean? And you come out as JDC to a new NXT crowd, but like Nick Ram said, they played his own music, so Shawn Michaels got the pop. You know what I mean?
No.
And then he comes out to that ring. I'm not this guy anymore. I'm JDC, and everyone's like, "Well, who the hell is this guy?"
And but you also got to take into consideration, like, we don't know how long this. Well, I think we do know how long this TNA partnership is. 3 years, right? That's what they signed off or something like that.
Something like that,
but
yeah.
It's something like that. So, I mean, we know that they're going to be sending people back and forth, but you can't have them go to NXT. And as much as we love Fandango, and then they start doing, TNA starting to go live on Thursdays now, which is incredible. Good for them. And then go back and then, what were you doing on NXT? Well, I was, Fandango, but I'm JDC right now, rep the system. So in a way, they kind of have to page these NXT people for these TNA names.
Yeah.
Because in a sense, this partnership should make people want to watch TNA. And I'm not saying that it's failing. I mean, they got Fraxium a lot on TNA, and I've been watching those matches online, but I'm not watching TNA. So I guess in a sense, the partnership is 50-50, but you can't, like I said, as much as we love Dolph Ziggler because he's incredible, if he was to come back, he has to be Nick Nemeth, because if I want to watch TNA, I'm looking for the guy that was on NXT, which is Nick Nemeth.
That's true too.
100%. So yeah,
that's true too.
that partnership definitely plays a big factor on the names.
Yeah.
Because you're right. As a TNA, I want people to come and watch my programming from WWE. So I don't want to confuse my TNA fans with a name that they're not going by anymore. So I understand.
Sean hopes that this run is much better for him after Jericho put him over and then they just dropped the ball. So
100%.
So Sean's just hoping that he has a better run.
So I'm hoping he makes it to my March 8th. He's supposed to be the main event of my comeback show.
Fellas, you want to talk about a pop? I'm gonna talk about a pop, and I don't care what anybody says, because I've been a fan of him since day one. You can ask NitRam since I laid my eyes on old boy. But my guy, I'm gonna call him Ricky Starks because he didn't come out with a name. But
yeah, let's go.
Is back in professional wrestling on live television. Ricky Starks is absolute NXT. I mean, they gave him what, not even 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Came out here and said, yeah. Listen, I know you're not used to seeing good-looking guys with expensive cologne on, but I'm here to I'm just here to turn this upside down. Drop the mic. Fantastic.
Actually, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say the promo that he cut is actually homage to Scott Hall showing up, and he says, he pretty much says, "You know my name, so don't let it fool you." So it's pretty cool. I actually popped for that.
I hope they keep his name.
We don't know what his name is yet, right? We don't know what his. I hope it's Ricky Starks. I hope it's absolutely Ricky Starks.
He owns his name, right. So unless he doesn't want WWE to have it, that'd be the only thing.
That would be the only thing. But I think
TKO doesn't do that now. When they did the buyout, TKO says we don't own the rights to nobody's names anymore. So,
what was the last? I mean, I'm trying to think. Who was the last wrestler they came in that didn't keep their name?
You had Brian Pillman Jr. He came in as Lexus King.
That's not.
But it only made sense for him, right?
You could call him Bill Man, the science guy. He don't count. I'm talking about like people who are established. You know what I mean? Jordan Grace got her name. Penta got his name.
That's true.
A number of other people.
Penta's easy because Penta always usually has a follow up, and they just made.
Well, Penta actually, right? Yeah, it's just Penta now. It's not. It's usually Penta El Cero Medio or Pentagon Jr. He's just Penta. But it's like you said, it's still his name. Like we know him as Penta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they want to keep that. I mean, they haven't been changing a lot of people's names. Jay Cargo came in, still at Jay Cargo.
Sean Spears,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like if you
coming as them.
If he's not Ricky Starks, you drop the ball.
100%.
Well, you see that rumor where it's like WWE patent Trill London and everyone's tagging out on his face. Yes. Like Trill London, Trill London.
That is a stupid name.
Yeah, so I agree. That's a stupid name.
What it sounds like a female gimmick. Trill London.
With that being said, Zombie King, how are you feeling about Ricky Stark showing his face in NXT, saying that he's, I'm going to go ahead and say it, all in on NXT? Do you see good things happening for him, and what would you like to see for him?
My hot take. I think he's better than JMF. I can't think of his name.
Oh, MJF?
Yes, there we go. I think he's better than him. I think he's better on the mic. I think wrestling abilities, they're probably the same, but when on the mic, he was one of the guys that will make him stutter, will make him think twice. You know what I mean? And he always had entertaining segments. So I think I wish Ethan Page was still a champion, because him versus Ethan Page on the mic as segments going back to back, I'll tune in for that. I will tune in for that before I tune in for the match. I tune in for. I just like his segments. I like his promo work. I like when he's talking his shit. I just like it. I like when he talks, because he's always entertaining.
Dude, I agree with you. Listen, when me and NitRam went to our first AEW event live. I told him, I said, dude, I'm so hyped to see Ricky Starks. I'm so hyped to see Ricky Starks. This is my guy. And he didn't believe into the hype. There was two guys that I put on Knit Ram, and I told him from the get-go, these guys are gonna be stars. One, I'm not gonna say his name, but it rhymes with Velveteen Team. Okay. The other, I'll just say Velveteen Dream. Huge fan. He's an asshole now. Whatever. Right. Whoa! Did he just say
No,
no?
he was good.
No.
Yeah,
Literally, when he came, no. I
Yeah.
you know what I mean. When we watched, I forgot what pay per view it was. He came out. Nate Ram was like, "Who the hell is this clown? What the hell is going on?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, this guy's the truth. Like this dude can work."
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with Ricky Starks. Man, he's just a clown. He's goofy. He's not serious. And I'm like, nah, bro. Ricky Starks is the goods. Like, he is good. And then he after a while, he became a fan. With that being said, Nick Ram, how do you feel about Absolute NXT showing up his face on the WWE side, hanging out with his boys, Cody Rhodes, Ethan Page, Shawn Spears, Lexis King? What do you want to see for Ricky Starks?
I have mixed feelings about it, to be honest. 100% happy for him. He's back on TV. He's going to be wrestling weekly, you know. Everything's great. But let's also break down some other factors. A lot of people are blowing up, oh, listen to that crowd. NXT's a small crowd. I don't think he gets the same pop on a Raw or SmackDown. And I'm just saying it. I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm just saying I
agree. Because he's not the biggest star.
Exactly.
He's not.
Yeah.
They were making it seem like this guy was blowing out arenas, and I was like, it's a 200 people crowd. If you put him on SmackDown, I don't think he gets the same reaction. But hypocritically, I don't think he should have been on NXT. I think this guy really should have went straight to SmackDown. And hear me out here. Cody Rhodes is telling a story right now where he has no more friends. He can't trust no one. He has nobody. Do you know how nice it would have been for Cody Rhodes to be like, so I called someone I can trust, and now he finally has a little bit of backup? But I get it. Many plans are set. It's easier probably to throw him on NXT. That's what the report is. It's just that many plans are set. But the dude is 35. Do not come on a show of developmental. And I wish Chano was here because he's very ageist. But developmental, 35 is when people should be leaving NXT.
See, this is where I think I disagree with you, bro. On two statements. One, if you would have put him on the main roster right now, I truly believe he would get cooked on the mic. He would get cooked, bro. He would get so cooked. All you have to do is look at him and say, "Oh, you couldn't handle the heat in the other kitchen, so you had to call your daddy over here, crybaby Cody Rhodes, and he helps you out." There's just so much. Right, there's just so much stuff that people would have said to him on the main roster, right?
Yeah, but
secondly,
don't forget he went face to face with Edge, who's also an Edge guy, and he kind of hold his own with him a little bit. Edge can go promo. He can get into you.
The one thing I think
off the roster.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm just saying he could hold his own, but I think with the whole leaving the other company, the way he did it, being a crybaby, doing the way that he did it, right? And I'm a fan of him. The man would have got cooked on the main roster. It would have been just easy jabs, easy cheap heat jabs. You know, could he have said something? Yeah, of course. But you know, Seth Rollins could be like, "Oh, we already have a final boss. We don't need the Goodwill version of it." You know what I mean? All those would have just kept coming at him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All those jabs would have just come at him.
Yeah. So
I think NXT is the perfect spot for him. Secondly, you got to move on, bro. NXT is the third and final brand. They're announcing all these developmental things right now. NXT is the third and final brand. They are not developmental anymore. The people that they're bringing in, Julia is not developmental. Stephanie Valkyrie is not developmental. Roxanne is not developmental. And those are just women I named. Now I know what you're going to say. Trick Williams.
Zombie.
Okay.
No. Zombie, you've been gone, but I know you've been listening. Now you've heard me make my claims about NXT and the guys' defense. Marcus, Chano, Brandon, all of them. Their defense of every time I brought up, well, this shouldn't be this because it looks bad. Well, this is developmental. This is
That
where
was-
this is development.
but
Now
no,
it's
no,
a third brand.
But
Zombie,
no.
sex discrimination.
I've said as soon as NXT started hitting the road and traveling, they became the third brand. When they were staying home in Orlando, Florida every week, that was developmental. They decided to turn it up a notch and change it and become the third brand. They started hitting the road. Yeah, it's free shows, 200, the first 200 people, whatever, but they are not developmental anymore. They are the official third brand of the WWE. You could say maybe a TNA can be a developmental for these guys, or that LFG show is going to be a new developmental.
Well, they have Evolve on Tubi.
Evolve on Tubi,
I
exactly.
think
You know what I mean? So that's going to be
yeah.
their developmental now. You have to consider NXT to be the third brand, the AAA for the WWE.
I think right now NXT is in this gray area where they're trying to get out of that developmental status because Shawn Michaels don't like it. He hates it. He hates when they take one of his toys from him because he's trying to make NXT the third brand. So he's like, look, you can't be taking all my toys. You're leaving me with nothing here. So I think, like I said, we got Evolve, we got these other shows coming up. So I think right now we're in the process of them becoming officially the third brand.
Look,
I feel that.
They'll officially be the third brand when three things happen. One, we stop referring to switch of brands as call-ups. One. Two, they get added back to Survivor Series. Because why were they added 1 year and took off? I thought that was real stupid.
I agree.
And three, whenever they do a draft, the general manager NXT is involved, not just their players getting picked off. That's when I will officially say, okay, NXT is looked at as a third brand.
The only problem with the draft, though, let's say, how could we do a draft and draft Braun Breaker? Why the fuck is Braun Breaker going back to NXT? You know what I mean? It's still a step backwards. It's still going to be a step backwards.
And for a long time, that was SmackDown. And look where we are now.
I don't know. People say SmackDown. I watched SmackDown more than I watched Raw growing up. So I wasn't a big Raw fan. I was a SmackDown fan. And Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero was on SmackDown. So that's where I was.
I was watching TNA on the channel guide. Oh, we got Russell Luz in the chat. He says, "What's up, fellas?" But also says, honestly, NXT is WWE's traveling developmental. They aren't going to sell out large arenas. He says the Survivor Series match is not coming back. It's War Games now.
Well, add them to War Games. 15 people.
That'd be wild. Oh my god, that'd be wild.
But you can have your War Games in your typical Survivor. I've been a big fan of Survivor Series matches. I like the whole make your team go head to head. Always like that. So
bragging rights. That was a good pay-per-view.
We can do bragging rights.
Let's move on.
A bunch of three-way matches.
Let's move on, fellas. WWE 2K25 overalls, right? You guys said nobody should be under a 60, or nobody should be a 60. Zombie King says if you haven't wrestled in 4 years and you've been sitting in catering, you earned a 60. I'm just gonna go through a couple names, and we're just gonna go through overall. You tell me if it's fair. Alexa Bliss is an 83.
Fair.
Bayley's an 87.
Too
fair.
Low.
I think a 90 would be. I think 90 should be good.
I think a 90s for Bayley.
I think 90 should be for Bayley.
Maybe.
Bianca Belair is a 95.
Too high.
That's high.
You think that's high?
Rhea Ripley better be like 97.
93,
then.
yeah.
I
had Bianca at a 93.
A 90 would be fine.
Brodus Creed 77.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Candice LeRae 71.
Okay.
This one
like 65.
This one's a little too high for me. 65. Oh my.
The fuck was he doing, guys? Let's be
She's
honest.
speed champion.
Dakota Kai this one's a little too high for me. It's at 82.
What the fuck? I'm
She's
sorry. You said 82 for the what? That
Hey,
what the
Hey, and GMO.
injury prone girl?
Her injury better be high as hell. GMO.
She better get injured in every match I play her with, bro.
Dragon Lee.
She's a
This
what?
one. This one's a little crazy for me too. Dragon Lee's a 78. I feel like he should be an 82.
Dragon Lee has a worse overall than Dakota Kai.
Damn, I would quit. I'm going back to AEW. You get me?
Eric from War Raiders is a 79.
That's fine.
They tag champs. I give them that.
Ivar is an 81.
I like that.
I like
This
that.
one's awesome. This one may be a little fair. Iyo Sky's an 86.
She should be higher. Former champion. 90.
89. I'll give her 89.
89. I can see an 89. I can see an 89. Julius Creed 78.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Former world champion Kofi Kingston's an 81.
That's bullshit. They've been disrespecting. This is why Kofi had to fuck up Big E, because that's some bullshit.
I'll give him 85.
No, Kofi, thank you. Kofi should never be under an 85. He's a former world champion. He's done it all. That man. If Rey Mysterio is higher than 85 and Kofi isn't, then whoever does these overalls is just biased.
Well, when I saw the match with main event for Raw, Logan Paul has a better over-reign than Rey Mysterio, which I think that's his BS, but
Makes sense to me.
True.
It don't make no sense to me.
I'm just gonna keep
Why
going.
can't you fucking work in the ring without fucking practicing? And you want a high ass number? You can't even call spots in the ring, bro. Fuck out of here, man.
I'm gonna keep going. Liv Morgan's a 91.
That's fine.
Logan Paul's a
She
90.
needs 95. Fucking 91. Disrespect.
Logan Paul being a 90 is pretty crazy.
Perfect.
See that
No.
that is no. He's a 85er.
Dude's incredible.
Max 85er. 90.
Lyra Valkyria is an 83.
That sounds
That's
right.
not bad.
She had a good year.
Raquel Rodriguez, this is crazy high. 86.
Yeah, now she should be in the 70s.
I'll give her a solid 80. 80.
80 is cool. 79, 80.
Wait,
but 86
so what's
is
Liv
high.
Morgan?
91.
91.
All right, I'll give that.
Rey
So
Mysterio.
she's tied with Rhea? I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
Rey Mysterio is an 86.
Bullshit.
But
100,
Kofi
boy.
couldn't be at 85.
It should have been 100, boy.
Xavier
99.9. No,
Xavier Woods is an
right
80.
here. We're going crazy.
Look at that.
And that's most
Disrespect.
that's
Who's
most
that?
of the Xavier Woods. He's an 80. That's most of the overalls that have been announced yet or so far. Maybe we'll come back to it eventually when it
Dakota
I
Kai,
put,
that-
I put money on it. Big E, who hasn't wrestled in 4 years, 85. Higher than the rest of the New Day.
Yeah, I wonder.
This is what they're protesting.
So what? Roman got to be at least 99.
Roman got to be a 99. I don't care what no one
Gotta be
says.
99.
99. And the Rock final boss is 100. Boom.
Sure.
Spell it.
Let's move on to Vengeance Day. Our Vengeance Day map predictions. That's going to be this Saturday at I think it's at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. Fellas, this card is pretty stacked. I'm not gonna lie, right? We're gonna start with the two single matches that we have on the card. Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. Is this a margarita match? Yes or no?
No.
No, I kind of like the story they've been going on with those two. I'm enjoying it. I think Ethan Page is a good opponent for Bounce.
Who do you think is gonna win this match?
Javon.
Javon. They gotta give it to him. Boy broke his jaw. He gotta get that back.
I got Javon too.
I had my jaw wire shut before. It's not fun. So whoever broke my jaw, I would want to be
facts.
pull him through the ring.
This match here is it going to be a margarita match for Nit Ram? I'm calling it right now. But you have the one and only Trick Williams versus DJ Eddie Thorpe.
What a waste of a spot. Not even because of Trick. The whole match.
I agree.
What a waste.
Not Trick, the other guy. I've never been a fan of him. Never understand his gimmick, his whole work. It's just they're trying a little too hard with him.
And then after that, it's nothing but championship matches with the first one, the NXT Women's North American Championship, Fallon Henley versus Stephanie Valkyrie. I think this match is gonna cook. This might be match of the night.
Mm.
I think this might be match of the night. I'm telling you, don't sleep on these two. Fallon Henley doesn't get the credit she deserves. She's a fantastic
She's
wrestler.
great.
And then we all know how great Stephanie Valkyrie is. Zombie King and I had the opportunity to go watch her wrestle live. So
Awesome.
this
Awesome.
is she's awesome. I don't
You know
think
she's
this
good.
is
You know she's good when my fiance likes her. That's when you know when she's a
100%.
good wrestler.
I don't think this is a margarita match for me. And I also got Stephanie Valkyrie taking the Women's North American Championship. How do you guys feel?
I got Fallon Henley to win with because she has a group. Stephanie needs friends.
I got the homegirl retaining her title. I don't know.
Okay.
Because this title run hasn't been on anything special. I don't think she beat anyone special to make this title run special. So I think beating 3 women in one night can help that a little bit.
After this match, we have the NXT Tag Team Champions just going up with whatever tag team NXT can put together nowadays. So you got Nathan Frazier and Axiom. They're going up against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki. I think I want to say this wrong. Inamura.
Yeah, that was weird.
This is match of the night.
No.
Oh, you crazy.
You guys don't understand. This match is gonna cook. This is speed and pure strength. This
No, I
match
believe
is
you.
Gonna cook.
I believe you, but I don't think it's gonna be match of the night.
Yeah, right. Because Roxanne Perez is not in it. That's the match of the
This
night.
is just.
They need-
I got
they need to
Fraxium.
work on that
I
tag
got
team.
Fraxium. I got Fraxium winning their.
Yeah, Fraxium
retaining
ain't
their
never
titles.
losing, bro. They're forever champions. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think Out of the Mud should have been in that spot. So
After that, we have the NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way match: Julia, Roxanne Perez, Bayley, and Cora Jade. This match is also going to cook. I got Julia retaining because I feel like Bayley, Roxanne Perez are just, they got their rivalry, but I also feel like Cora Jade is going to turn her back on Roxanne Perez.
oh yeah. That's a given. It's the title match, man. Come on.
So, are we all in favor for Julia on this one?
Yeah, Julia wins. I think Bayley eats the pin.
I can see that.
Really, I give it to the other girl.
I can see that, but I think Cora Jade takes the pin.
They got Cora
Yeah.
going for the TNA title. I don't think they want her to eat the pin.
You can still go for the TNA title and eat a pin, bro.
Yeah,
Perfectly
you
Show
can-
some
fine.
yeah,
respect
you
for
definitely
TNA,
eat-
guys.
I'm just saying, bro. You could take a pin from Julia and then go fight Masha Slamovich 100%. That's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The
main event for Vengeance Day.
bro. Don't sleep on her, bro. Those NXT. I hope you guys are making contact, but that girl will make contact.
Main event for Vengeance Day, fellas. The NXT Championship triple threat match. Obafemi, who's our NXT champion, versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I got Obafemi obviously retaining his title, but I think this match is also going to cook.
I think it's gonna cook, but it's a weird match for me.
It is a weird match because technically it's still a 2-on-1, but it's a fatal. It's a triple threat
Yeah.
match.
Like,
So
how is
we'll-
this gonna?
We'll
is
see what
this gonna
happens.
be like a breakup? Because, bro, I ain't gonna tag with you after you just cost me a title, motherfucker. I don't want to be.
You could catch NXT Vengeance Day 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, fellas. I have a question for the both of you.
I gotta answer.
Well, before we do that, we gotta hit our partners over there at SeatGeek, and then we're gonna move on to Move the Needle.
SeatGeek.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad, Brandy's here to pick us right back up. Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, we got good seats and great prices.
Jesus
New
Christ.
users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using the exclusive promo code 4SIDESOTR at checkout for any event. That's 4SIDESOTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you.
4 Sides OTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you. Remember, it doesn't work with furniture companies. According to Chance, he tried, so then they didn't know who the bad guy was. But you already know when you see the SeatGeek promo. I have a Move the Needle for you fellas, and my Move the Needle this week is about my guy, the one and only Ricky Starks. And I want to know, does Ricky Starks
man.
move the needle? Zombie King.
Yes, for me, always been a Ricky Starks fan. I was surprised he made that jump so soon. Boy released the 10th. Boy was on NXT the 11th. I guess TK don't understand 90 days, but good for him. Like I said, I'm just more excited for his segments. I feel like he's great on the mic. He can go. He's funny. He can do jabs, stuff like that. Yeah, and hopefully he bangs out some bangers and bangers segments. So yeah.
Nitram?
I think anybody that jumps ship moves the needle, regardless what show you're going to.
Mm.
It's just it's one of those things. It's temporarily, Oh, you guys see how the IWC is. They're gonna eat
Yeah.
Okay.
it up. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? It's one
Time
of those
out.
things.
Time out. I'll let you finish this off. You telling me if Trick Williams went to AEW right now, you're gonna be like, yo, Trick Willie moves the needle for me.
Bro, right now, if who just I'm not trying to slander people who just got released. If Sonya Deville popped up in AEW online, that's gonna move the needle. It's just something right now when wrestlers jump ship, wrestlers move the needles. Do I think Ricky Stark moves the needle 3-4 months from now? No.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a hot take.
I don't know. I think we've seen again, all depending how they use him. All depending if they use him correctly and he can perform within that spotlight. I mean, look at Ethan Page. Ethan Page was almost in the same category, in the same spot as Ricky Starks. Maybe Ricky Starks has a better, I don't want to say resume, but
I would argue Ethan was actually in a lower spot in AEW than Ricky Starks.
maybe, yeah. But I'm talking about like ability wise, ring wise, talking wise. And like look what Ethan Page right now, he's totally a different wrestler to he was in AEW.
100%.
Ricky Starks moves the needle for me. That's all I know. I think he's gonna do really good things in NXT, but I will
Keep
give
the
him some.
name.
I will, keep the name, and I'm gonna give him a little bit of advice. Just stay away from Obafemi right now. Just
Yeah,
like
you don't want none of that smoke,
go for the
homie.
North American Championship. You know, go get the mid card title first. Just stay away from Obafemi right now.
Yeah.
Fellas, I want to talk about somebody who when he came back to AEW, he made somebody interesting again, right? And I don't want to talk about the person he's making interesting, but I want to talk about him in general. His name is Samoa Joe.
Come on.
And I want to know what makes Samoa Joe so good.
He's that guy, bro.
How
He's
does
him.
he do it at
is
his
him.
age? I'm with you, man. Because I'm watching this and I instantly care about Hook again because Samoa Joe's in this segment.
The ops.
Yeah. I like I said, him with Hook is what did it for me with Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. They're entertaining together. They bounce off each other very well. And Samoa Joe kind of got that big brother, I'm gonna take you on my ring type, but we're gonna do some dirty stuff. But don't tell mom. Like you know what I mean? Type thing. But Samoa Joe has always been that guy. I mean
100%.
he has no choice at this point. He did everything in this business. He went to the lows of lows, to the highs of highs, and back to the somewhere in the middle right now. And he's okay with it. You know what I mean? He's okay. And just promo work, ring work. I mean, look who he's been ring with. How can you not be that good?
You said it, man. I agree everything. Like I'm watching. I'm just like, dude, Samoa Joe just got it. No matter what you ask him to do, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna give you 500% of everything that he has. Fantastic on the mic, amazing in ring, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, like how is Samoa Joe doing it at his age?
Cool,
Yeah, he's cool. You're absolutely right. He just got the goods, and I hate that his WWE run was a little lackluster. It was good for what it was. Could have been better, of course, but injuries suck.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Injuries suck, and also there was a guy during the time that just probably just really truly didn't understand him.
No, I think at that time he didn't know how to deal with Samoan that wasn't part of that dynasty.
That makes sense too. That makes sense too. But I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, man, Samoa Joe's the goods, and anybody that ever disrespects Samoa Joe, it's just I will defend that man in
Yeah,
anything because, like Zombie King said,
I'll fight you for it.
what hasn't he done in the sport of professional wrestling? And you probably can't sit there and say a lot. You can't sit there and tell me something that he hasn't done besides
Mm.
probably be world champion WWE.
Dang, I was
But
just about to
like, neither was
That's
Kenny
the
Omega.
only thing. Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Fellas, also want to ask, man. MJF has been on a down roll spiral, and and I know Zombie King thinks he's a little overrated, but what I want to know is, do you think AEW is fumbling MJF, Zombie King?
I don't know because they it's not like they didn't already put him in the limelight. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
obviously he can take that light very well. I just don't like when he's trying trying too hard with the heat. I mean, I was a big fan when he was doing the babyface gimmick. I was like, oh yeah, all right. But now he's back doing the cheap stuff and talking about people. He tries to like CM Punk tries to bring the reality into wrestling, and then I'm not a fan of that. Um, are they fumbling him? No, because he's at where he's at because it's not like they didn't ready give him the ball.
Okay.
So
How you feeling, Nate? You think AEW is fumbling MJF where he's at right now?
I think they were about to. I think they saw this Jeff Jarrett stuff was not going to work. And they were just like, oh man, what are we going to do? But now, he's in this program with Hangman and it's like instant classic MJF again. Like Zombie said, he was doing real low hanging stuff, the Owen Hart lines. And we don't really need to get into all the low stuff. But compare that to the promo he just cut this week where he was like, oh, Hangman, you smell like if Jack Daniels made a cologne. He was like, that's what you got, low bearing fruit. And then he just like snapped into like classic MJF. And he was like, do you want to know what I really smell? I smell pathetic because you're not on the same level as me because you walk around like a sad dog. That's the MJF
yeah,
that
Mhm.
like I want to see. That's the MJF that's gonna break down. He doesn't need low hanging fruit. He's gonna break down what you're doing right now, and you can hate it, but he's telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
100%.
And so I think they were about to fumble MJF with this Jeff Jarrett stuff, and they realized like, look, we made a bad call, and they put the play in review, and it turns out they were just tipping the pass, but they brought it in. They brought it
Yeah.
in, and that's what matters.
Okay. So hey, you were saying that they were on the verge of fumbling him, but they're not. They fixed it. And I agree with both of you guys. I don't think that they're fumbling him right now. I just think, like Zombie King said, he had his time, he had his fun. We got to see him at the high of the high, right? We got to see the making of MJF. And that's something that you like to see because you don't get to see that with a lot of wrestlers because some wrestlers that you see win titles already are established guys. If it
Yeah.
wasn't AEW or if it wasn't TNA, WWE, wherever they were, they became established guys, right? And MJF was such a fresh face for AEW and himself in general that we watched a star become somebody. And now, like Zombie King said, now he's just chilling in the mid card and he'll get his time back. You know what I mean? But right now, there's just other guys that they got to give this title to, or that they have to be in this picture. So yeah, I don't think AEW is from like MJF at all either. I think he's actually in a perfect spot, the right spot. Like Nick Ram said, maybe the Jeff Jarrett thing wasn't working out, and he probably voiced his opinion like he always does. I don't want to do this. I don't want to work with this man, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Because I don't blame him. If China was here, who would want to work with a 65-year-old man anyway? Right. So,
mean-
so yeah, I get it, and I love the verge that they are going with Hangman Adam Page. I think that's going to be a great story, and how they that the match is going to cook when they get to that point too. So, I think MJF is in a good spot. I agree with the both of you. Now, what I want to talk about next is somebody who debuted on AEW who's just been a star in general, no matter where she has been. Right? She's started. I believe I'm not going to say she started up and started, but that's where her stardom was stardom.
Yeah.
Megan Bayne, right? I think she's fantastic. She has the gimmick, she has the look, everything about her. Her in-ring work is really, really good. But then AEW also has another powerhouse. Her name is Camille. What I want to ask you guys is, who do you prefer more, Megan Bayne or Camille? Netram.
Presentation is everything, and I'll stand 10 toes down on that. Nothing against Camille. Her presentation was awful. But Megan Bayne comes out as a star. You know what I mean? When she debuted, she looked like a goddess. She just had her first match against Miles World. Shout out to Miles World. But she looked incredible. She stared off Chris Statlander. Her presentation is amazing. And that, to me, just screams that she is the next up for this women's division. She is a star. So give me Megan Bayne.
Okay. Zombie King.
Yeah. Megan Bang. Yeah, she's actually East Coast girl. She do a couple of indie shows up here. Yeah, Megan Bang. That's like you said, percentage is everything. Um, I don't want to put age in it, but if you look at the age wise, I'm gonna go with the younger, fresher talent. You know what I mean? She's been around. She's been NWA and stuff like that. And I think her joining with Shasta Mercedes kind of hurt her a little bit and kind of hurt her credit a little bit because it didn't really do nothing for her. In my eyes, it did absolutely nothing for her. So using her, no disrespect, but using her as a stepping stone for a becoming fresh wrestler, perfect. Why not?
You know what? I agree with the both of you. I think Megan Bayne is the way to go. And I hate that because I like Camille. I think Camille is awesome. But like Zombie King
Yeah.
said, we partnered her with Mercedes Moné thinking that we were going to get something like Tony Storm and I can't believe I forgot her name. Just had a blank moment. Mariah May, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, I know the champion. I just had a blank moment. It's because
don't
Tony's
blame you.
it's because Tony Storm is timeless. Tony Storm, and Mariah May all at the same time. So it's just like I forget who she is sometimes.
No, it's just
But
been a very lackluster reign. That's why we
um,
forget.
but no, but there's one thing that Nate Remember said is that Tony Khan and AEW knows how to build a sidekick perfectly. They know how to build that sidekick so when she does have her time and she turns or whatever the case might be, it's going to be fantastic. They did it with
Mhm.
Mariah, it worked out. They did it with Chris Statlander, it worked out. When she was teaming up with Willow and she finally turned with Stokely, it was great. Everybody loved it.
MJF.
They did it with MJF, it worked out. They did it with Warlow. Sadly, it worked out for what it was, and then who knows what happened. But for some odd reason, it didn't work out for Camille, and I couldn't get why. And then I went back and I just looking at it, and she's boring. She was playing muscle, and she
Yeah.
was just boring. And then not only were you playing muscle, you got hurt playing muscle.
Yeah.
Constantly got out muscled.
You're right, you got out
Yeah.
muscled. So I was just like, man. But then like you guys said, presentation is key. When you see Megan Bayne, it's just like, oh, she's a star. Like you want to tune in, like, oh, this girl looks like she's about to whoop somebody's ass. Let me see what's up. Like, shout outs to Maya's World. Dope to see Maya's World in the AEW ring. Dope to see her on television. But it was even much better watching Megan Bayne get that win.
Mm-hmm.
She
I
bit
just
down
wish
like
they-
she stole something.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I just wish they did the name for me don't match the look.
Megan Bayne?
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, I feel like she looks like a Greek mythology, type of person. So when you throw Bane in there, I'm thinking Bane from fucking
Batman.
Bane.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So it's like, and then
Some-
she walks out with a big freaking thing, and then whole get up and Megan Bane. I'm like, this doesn't. The gimmick
Some-
don't go with the name for me. That's my only problem with it.
Zombie want her to grab the mic and be like, "Hello, Chris Statlander."
You thought darkness was your friend.
Oh man, let's continue moving on, fellas. Be honest. You can say yes or no. Does Cope versus John Moxley interest you on a scale that you're going to tune into their main event match at Revolution? Nitram.
No.
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 Zombie.
I hate to say
Okay.
it, but no, it doesn't.
No,
Zombie King? Yeah.
you know my beef with that. At the end of the day, it's two ex WWE guys for you to
So
bring back.
so here's my thing about it. Does it interest me? No. And here's why it doesn't interest me, because I can kind of see where it's going. And it's going two ways. Either way that it goes, we are still somehow, some way going to get Cope versus Christian Cage
Yep.
one more time.
At All In, I think that's where you're
Either
going.
either Cope wins at Revolution and Christian cashes in, or John Moxley wins. Somehow Christian Cage costs Cope the title match. John wins and Christian still cashes in. But either way, something tells me we are building our way around another match towards Cope versus Christian Cage, and that is something that I don't want to see.
No, I don't want to see.
I don't want to see this. We watched it one time and it was lackluster for what it was, and it is what it is. It sucked. It's okay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's okay that you were best friends and had a terrible match. There was two twin brothers who had a match at WrestleMania that was a terrible match. It's fine. Move on from things,
happens.
right?
Exactly.
It happens. We don't have to go back to it to try to make it better, because
No.
9 out of 10 times your second match is going to be worse than that first match.
Yeah, I just
So-
hope out of this. I just hope Hope wins, because I think ever since Moxley became that champion and turned the title into a briefcase, I think that for me, I think it's really hurting the company. I don't
Mhm.
I don't want to see a fucking briefcase, bro. I don't want to see you with your damn group just beating up on people. Is not entertaining. With
Mhm.
your promos is not entertaining. When was the last time you saw their world title?
To argue
Well.
your point, that's kind of why I like it. No, hear me out. Hear me out here, okay? When All In, because I do think Mox is holding this title all the way to All In, regardless of what happens here.
Stupid.
All
It's
In
hurting
Texas.
it's hurting the
When
company.
he loses and they open that briefcase, which doesn't have the title on it, they'll have a bigger briefcase, I hope, for the show, because that briefcase is tiny as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Can't even
they'll,
fit a toy belt in that
they'll open a bigger briefcase, and we see that AEW strap. The first thing that's actually going to hit me was, oh man, I forgot how beautiful that belt is. Because I generally miss seeing the belt. I really thought Colt was going to open this briefcase, and that's when I looked at it and said, actually, no, that briefcase is way too small.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, the title's not in that thing.
Yeah,
way
I'm just
too
not a
thin.
fan of it. I don't get
No.
it. It's like, here's a company, here's this, and here's that, world champion, and it's a briefcase. And
We got Grand Slam this Saturday as well, fellas. That's also kicking off at. Oh, actually, ooh. All right, fellas. This is kicking off at 2 a.m.
damn. When Saudi Arabia?
Friday,
Australia.
Australia. Okay.
or 2 a.m. Saturday morning, right? That's what
2 a.m. Saturday. 2 a.m. Saturday morning.
I mean, smart move. Smart move, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely smart move.
Yeah.
If you're up, you can watch it. I feel like people will be up to watch it. I'll probably catch the rerun.
Yeah.
right after
when I win.
right after the game. They're gonna throw it on
Yeah.
after the.
Right after the NBA. Yeah. So I'll probably watch it then. I'll just stay off Twitter. Let's talk about this card. I don't know what's going to kick off the show, but we're just going to go in order. We have the AEW TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Harley Cameron. Fellas, do you think Mercedes should put over Harley Cameron?
Yes.
Yes, because she's overrated and overpaid.
Not for
And
those
I've been
reasons,
saying it
but
since
still,
day one.
yes.
For those reasons, but still, yes. Is this a margarita match?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Match of the night.
Every
Biggest pop.
Mercedes match is a margarita match.
Match of the
Biggest
night.
pop. I'll give you biggest pop, but not match of the night. Because match of the night for me is this AEW Continental Championship, Okada versus Buddy Matthews.
Mhm.
And I think Buddy Matthews is going to take this Continental Championship.
I
And
hope
we are
so.
fine. And Okada is going to snap, and we are finally going to get the Okada that everybody wants to see. And he's
The
going to realize
Rainmaker.
he's going to realize that the Bucks were holding him back the entire time.
Something.
He was too worried playing fake GM and businessman with his friends than being the Rainmaker. And I think this is when Okada is going to say, I'm better than everybody on this roster. There's no reason why I should be being treated like this.
I hope so.
And then we'll get to see gold around Buddy Matthews Waist, who I feel like can elevate that AEW Continental Championship a little bit more, especially in the mid card, because we don't get to see it much. So I think putting the title on him is a perfect way to elevate that title and try to bring it back to a limelight. Not saying that it was ever at a limelight, but try to make it important.
It's not a limelight.
Right. Yeah, it's out of the limelight, and because when Eddie Kingston had it, you kind of saw it. You know what I mean? So
I think he got matches for it.
Right. Yeah, he had matches for it. Let Buddy Matthews do that and try to elevate that title for you. But who do you guys have? And is this a margarita match?
Absolutely not. I think any Buddy Matthews matches, it's a absolutely watcher. Okada's in there. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still Okada. You know, he still can go. He's still deep down. He is still that guy. Is he being presented as that guy? Did he lose his aura since joining AEW? Me personally, 100%. And I think this match, and hope what the founder just said, him losing that title can be like, yo, what am I doing? I used to be him. I used to be the guy that Kenny Omega was scared of. I used to be the guy that broke Daniel Bryan's arm. I used to be Okada. I need to go back to that. So, let's see.
The Rainmaker.
That's it. And you know what? We haven't seen that version since AEW. So, I'm hoping some light at the end of the tunnel that we do see this soon.
What you thinking, it, man? Margarita match, and who you got?
No, man, I love Okada. He's in my top 5 of all time. All the Australians can't win. I'm gonna leave that at that. I don't know. There has to be some way, but all the Australians can't win.
Okay, fair enough. Well, the next match is a tag team match. You got Kenny Omega versus William Ospreay. Tagging with William Ospreay, I should say, versus Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis. Is this a margarita match, and who do you got? It is a margarita match for me, and I'm going to go Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher.
Same. With the return of the Bucks.
Could be. I mean, if you're gonna say return of the Bucks, then it's gonna be Will Ospreay and Omega.
Oh no, Bucks are heel. They're Don.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna bring them back, they have to win.
Then we got another tag team match, a Britson Bane brawl, whatever that means. Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli versus Cope and Jay White. This is another margarita match for me, and I'm probably going to give this to Cope and Jay White, considering the fact that Cope won't be beating Jon Moxley at Revolution, so they'll give him Australia. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, this is pointless now that he got the title shot. They should have held off on that title announcement. They should have banked off this match, because now I don't care. He already got the title match. What the hell I care?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, all right, what's the outcome? You guys are just gonna beat each other up. Mm-hmm. It might end. There's no contest. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole group with Moxley and all that is it's very stale.
Correct.
Huh?
Kyle Fletcher. Yeah. See, all the Australians, bro, they can't win. This if all the Australians win on this card, I'm gonna have to call TK and be like, bro, look, we gotta have a talk about hometowns. All right, they can lose.
The main event, AEW Women's World Championship, the Glamour Mariah May versus Timeless Toni Storm. This is not a margarita match for me, and I don't know. Something says upset, but I want to see Toni 4 times, so I'm going to go Toni Storm.
I'm going to go with Toni Storm because I feel like this title reign Very, very lackluster and very, very forgettable.
Mariah May with interference with the inspirations. I think Tony Khan has something in his pocket. You go ahead and pull. If you're gonna get booed Australians, go ahead and get the Iconics. Well, they'll be the inspirations, but still. They've been posting that they've been lacing up their boots and they've been training in Australia. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they're on this card.
Could be.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Well, you heard our margarita matches for both cards, Vengeance Day and Grand Slam Australia. If you're gonna watch both, just remember you gotta wake up at 2:00, get a nap in, and then you can chill till about 7, and then watch Vengeance Day. Which card do you think is gonna be better, fellas? Vengeance Day or Grand Slam?
I think Grand Slam has a better card.
They're 1-1. One's got Vengeance, the other one's got Grand Slam.
Only reason I say Vengeance because there's more meaningful matches, and I think the other card is just matches.
Okay,
it's a lot of I'm from this place matches. To be honest, but still, they're gonna cook.
Let's move on to our main. Let's move on to our main event question of the evening.
It looks like all the talking has been done. It's time for the main event.
Main event question, fellas, is: do you watch professional wrestling for wrestling or for entertainment? Nitram.
This is great. I love the entertainment part of wrestling. Obviously, that's what hooks people. But no, I watch wrestling for wrestling. I'm very big on in-ring wrestling. I don't watch other sports for the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch boxing to watch the press conferences. I watch it to see the boxers. I don't watch football to see Taylor Swift. I don't watch, you know what I mean? I watch the sport to watch the sport.
Yep.
And if you're really good at wrestling, that's the entertainment. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay, Zombie King, how you feeling? Do you watch, as a professional wrestler, are you watching wrestling or for entertainment? When you got into wrestling, were you in it for wrestling or for entertainment?
Before I became a wrestler, I would have said entertainment. But since I'm a wrestler and I watch it for research and how to do shit and how to do shit properly, so I watch it for more now. I'm watching for the wrestling and see, okay, I see how he did that. I see how they did that spot. So it's more research for me. So I'm watching it for the wrestling.
Okay. You know what? When I came up with this question, it's because IWC was tripping. I think some people were having conversations, and everyone was like, "Oh, forget the wrestling, forget the matches. Like, oh, I watch, wrestling for entertainment." And there was somebody on Busted Open. I don't know his name, but the host of Busted Open was just like, "Yeah, forget the wrestling. When I watch Raw, I only fast forward. I fast forward through the wrestling, and I only watch segments." Well, then, bro, you're not watching wrestling.
Yeah, no.
You're watching a soap opera at that point. You know what I mean? Like, you're just watching TV.
100%.
Like, you're not truly watching wrestling. And I watch wrestling to watch wrestling. Like Nick Ram said, the entertainment aspect of it is still part of wrestling. They come hand to hand, right? But if you're telling me you're not watching wrestling for wrestling, then what are you watching? You know what I mean? Like, just go watch a regular TV show or something like that. Go watch a drama television show or something like that. Yeah. Because you're not truly understanding what's going on. You just want to watch segments, and that's boring.
Like, I don't think I could have a conversation if someone generally told me, "Yeah, you watched Raw last night?" "Yeah, I fast forward through all the wrestling stuff, but this promo was really good." And I'd be like, "But you fast forward through the rest?" "Yeah, but that's the boring part." I couldn't have a conversation with someone like that. I'd be like, "Oh, okay,
yeah,
bro.
No.
That's cool."
Especially like, I don't know, like especially now, like, hey, Raw's been cooking with matches lately. I'm like, yo,
well, they got to when they got 30
they
minutes.
are giving out some banger match after banger match.
That's true. Let us know when you listen to this episode. Hit us up. Are you watching professional wrestling for wrestling, or are you watching it just for straight entertainment? With that being said, fellas, let's go ahead and get our plugs. Zombie King, you got any matches coming up? Oh, wait, hold on. Before we get into plugs, fellas, breaking news, right? Earlier this week. We're not going to get into allegations. We're not going to talk about the cases or anything like that. Right? Somebody, Vince McMahon, so far has beaten some of his cases, federal cases. Right. He's beaten his federal cases. Right.
Beaten.
I'm going to ask a simple question. You can say yes or no. You don't have to go into detail. Right.
Bet.
Do you want to see him back in wrestling?
Wrestling general or WWE? I know you said not to get into it, but
Let's do WWE.
no.
Agree. No. I feel like he can't. Just real quick, I don't think he can be around it without trying to put his hand to it, and we don't want to see your hands in the cookie jar anymore, bro. Thank you for what you did. You made wrestling to one of the greatest sports. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. It's greatest sports to watch. But your son-in-law got it. Let him cook. He's cooking.
I
All
think he
right.
buys TNA.
Let's go ahead and get our plugs in.
Guys, you already know Zombie King 91 on Instagram. March 8th, I make my match return. Like I said, I've been out with an injury for quite a while now, so I'm in the gym, I'm wrestling, trying to get that cardio back up, knock off the ring rust. So March 8th against me versus Azriel up in New York. Check out the IG page. I'll be posting it. I'm looking forward to this one. I will point to prove.
And a point he will prove. I'm the one that makes him say, "Oh damn, I'm Nit Ram." And you can find me on Twitter at NITRAM_4 SOTR. Once again, that's NITRAM_4 SOTR.
Yes, sir. But most importantly, follow us on all of our social media platforms. 4 Sides of the Read podcast on IG, 4 Sides OTR on X. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Threads. We're on everything you can find us on. Most importantly, we're on YouTube. So if you've been here with us, man, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share with everybody you know that's a wrestling fan. Enjoy Grand Slam Australia. Enjoy Vengeance Day. Enjoy SmackDown. And always remember, if you're not enjoying wrestling, you're just not watching it right. We will catch you guys next week.
Jeez.
We will not go 2 hours. Proceeds to go 2 hours.
Yeah.